Hello and welcome to a new video. So I'm taking advantage of our weekly shop. Andy's going into the shops, I'm sitting in the car and I'm just going to draw what I see. Hopefully I'll draw some people. Today's Halloween, I can already see one person with a pumpkin, so I've got my terracotta pencil. Maybe get some pumpkin action, but maybe not. It feels very autumny out there. But I'm going to set you up here somewhere and I'm just going to do a little bit of sketching, then I'll show you what I've done. This is what I've got done here. I can see Andy coming now, but sometimes it's just good to draw quickly, draw what you can see and try and draw without ego. So little tip for you for doing some sketchbooking. So now we're going to move on to the next shop and I'm just going to keep drawing what I see. So visibility is quite low at the moment, but I've seen that as a positive because it doesn't make you, if you draw what you can see even when you can't see a lot, it makes you kind of draw what you can see and not get bogged down by the tiny detail. So I've done this, which is all right. That thing about not being able to see the detail helping you kind of draw what's there is something to consider when you're sketching. So a little while ago I took part in one of the Good Ship Illustrations live kind of sketching sessions over on Instagram, and they said, you know, either you squint your eyes so you can't really see or you take your glasses off if you wear glasses. And I did a bunch of drawings. I did it in charcoal, so it was like big sweeping colours that I could make. I could shade it in rather than like drawing pencil. So pencil might not be the best medium for it, but I took my glasses off and I drew what I could see, and it's amazing how good my drawings were. How like quite accurate actually they were when I couldn't actually see the detail and I just focused on the tones and the shades that I could see. So it's sometimes a benefit if you can't see actually what you're drawing very well. You just kind of draw what you can see and don't get bogged down by the details, if that makes sense. Anyway, I wish there were a few more people here to draw. I'd like to draw people today. Maybe I'll have a cafe visit later on. We'll see. If we get home in time. We might not get home in time because the cafe closes quite early, but we'll see. Some days are like this, some days are like this. It's the way of it. But it's amazing how much actual sketching you can get done when you don't have like the time to like sit down and do some sketching. If you just have your sketchbook with you, and even on a journey, just draw the cars that you see when you're at the traffic lights or, you know, the people you see walking past very quickly. It's amazing how much you can actually get down on paper, and this all helps to get your muscle memory and your eye in, if you know what I mean. It like builds up your muscle memory and gets your eye in for other drawings. I quite like days like this sometimes, where you've got no intention, you just draw all the random things that pop up, and it's all good practice. So we're back home. I'm just changing this extension cable because yesterday, after I finished filming, I had a bit of excitement. So my previous extension cable had a little switch on it, and I was just going along to turn that switch off to make sure that, you know, there was no power going to my light box and things, and the whole thing exploded, left my hand black. I think I'm lucky to be alive, to be honest. So that's going in the bin. Luckily everything still works, there wasn't like anything broken, and luckily I'm still alive, more importantly. But I'm just plugging everything like into this other extension cable. It doesn't fit quite as well, but you know, at least it works. And I was thinking, now that I'm back, yesterday I did this. If you're new and you didn't see it yesterday, I took a sketch from my sketchbook and I tidied it up, but I think I was too precious about it. And I think I kind of tidied the life out of it, which is what I didn't want to do. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to redo it, but I'm going to set myself a timer. Timed sketches always work for me. And even if they don't work, you haven't spent a long time on it, so it's fine. So I'm going to use my light box again. So what I did yesterday, I scanned this and printed out a version, printed out the sketchbook version and put it on my light box underneath, just so I had a guide as like where the robin is on the page, because I quite liked the focal point of it. And I'm going to set myself a timer, 30 minutes, 40 minutes maybe, and just rush through it and see if that makes a difference to the life that's left in the illustration. So let's go. Well, I think timing it was definitely a good thing to do. So I think what I've managed to get here is an in-between between the sketchiness of the sketchbook and the overly too tidiness of the picture that I did yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yesterday. Let me know what you think. I'll turn you around. So I didn't have too much time to faff about it. 45 minutes was the timer that I set, and I thought I had just enough time. Maybe if I'd have had half an hour, I would have just like bashed something out without thinking about it as much, because I did find myself like singing along to my music and stuff. So maybe like a little bit less time would have been beneficial too, but I think that's definitely an improvement. Let me take these off. And I'll turn this around so you can see the other one. So this is the one I did yesterday, which is nice, but you see how neat it is, and it all looks a bit 2D. There's no scribble in it really, which is what I like. I mean, the scribble is in the red of the robin's breast, and that's kind of it. And this is the one from today. It just feels a bit more lively, a bit more playful, but still a bit tidier than this one. I don't know though, I still like the original. I still like the sketchbook one. The robin particularly has got a lot more life. But I suppose that's the way it goes when you do one image multiple times. You're kind of gonna eventually lose the spark. It's gonna become more refined. But I've tried to keep the sketch in this one. It was tricky adding the highlights on these berries. You might want to know actually what materials I've used. So it was difficult using the like a liquid paint on the berries because I'm using water-soluble crayons. So these are the Neocolor 2s, and you can use them either as a crayon or you can add water to them. You can see that I was adding a water brush to the end and using that like a palette to paint on. And I did a bit more of that on this one yesterday. You can see it's more painterly. And this one's more scribbly. I used more of the crayon this time, which is more true to the original sketch. But it's difficult when you're adding water on top of something like this because it just reactivates the pigments. So I was ending up with like a pink, a pink highlight, which is fine. I just dried it and went over it again. But I am happy with the life that has been added into that. So I think I might put this as a Christmas card maybe. And I should probably get a move on if I want to make that into a card, but I don't know. We'll see. Let me know in the comments if you prefer today's sketch or if you preferred yesterday's sketch. This is a lot neater and tidier, but I just feel like it just lacks a bit of the dynamism of this one. I don't know. I like them both, to be honest. But let me know in the comments what you think. I would be very, very interested to hear that. But I am going to go now because time is getting on and I need to edit this video for you. So until the next one, see ya.